Fresh off the heels of Knowledge 2023, I'm excited to be in conversation with my next guest. Welcome in. This is day 33 of 100 Days of ServiceNow. I'm Kali Alexander, and today's guest, he really does not need an introduction, but he deserves one because he has had such a tremendous impact in our community, and many of us learn from how he moves in the ecosystem. I was talking to a new friend in ServiceNow, and he said, wow, his story is so inspirational. His words, not mine. He came from a nobody person at a service desk in the healthcare system and now has become this huge figure within our ecosystem. And we affectionately call him the Mayor of ServiceNow. So without any further ado, let me welcome to the stream Michael Lombardo. Mike Lombardo, welcome in.
Kali, thank you for having me. How are you?
I am
Throw the
doing
horns up.
well.
Let's go.
Let's go. I am so happy that you took some time. I know you're really busy, so I don't take lightly your time. Happy to have you here and to be in conversation with you. This is the second time that we've had one of these streams, what I call Lombardo Live. Love the alliteration. And I wanted to bring you back because we just had Knowledge 23 and also GlideFest was taking place simultaneously. Tell me some of your takeaways from those events.
Oh man, it was just wild. To get all of our team. First of all, I apologize. I'm a little sick. I think knowledge caught up to me a little late here, but hopefully I don't sound that terrible.
Sound great.
But I mean, knowledge in GlideFest was just unbelievable. I mean, to come back after a couple, few years hiatus from with COVID, and I love Tori at GlideFast calls it the blip. So we came back after the blip, and to see all ServiceNow employees, customers, the partners all get back together and celebrate this amazing platform that we are just obsessed with and we believe in so much. It was just refreshing. There's nothing like it. There's nothing like knowledge. And then to have the whole GlideFast team there again for GlideFest was just unbelievable.
I talk a lot about people say, oh, so how did you like it was your first knowledge. How do you like it? And to me, it was just absolutely electrifying. The energy, it was like as I
Yeah.
was approaching the Venetian, you can kind of feel like the Venetian was sort of like kind of tilted because you felt like in the walking up to the hotel itself, to the event space, like there was something big that was happening there. And it blew my mind, just the
Yeah.
enthusiasm. There was an incredible sense of optimism in the air, too, even to the point where you would see like these big block letters, yes, throughout the event
Yeah.
space. I want to
Love
say to
it.
you, please continue.
Oh no, I'm sorry. I was gonna say that I love Bill McDermott from like day one. Yes, was his big, three letters that we just saw from day one. And I love that as well. Sorry, I love those. I love that word in general, and then to see that, in such huge letters in the center of knowledge too was just amazing.
Yeah, well, it's part. Your optimism too is pretty infectious as well. We talk about you say that Bill McDermott, his word is like yes. That your phrase is LFG, let's go.
Three letters, another three letters.
Three
Yeah.
letters. You fill in that third one, and that was pretty much what was kind of taking place at the Glide Fast booth on the event floor. Tell me a little bit about, for those folks who were not there in the event floor, tell me a little bit about what was taking place at the GlideFest booth at Knowledge 23.
Yeah, it felt like the center of the whole conference, center of the universe, really. As soon as you walk in, you get the big ServiceNow display in the center, and it's a big circle. Those three big letters, yes, and right next to it, it's like Glide Fast. And I'll tell you, I mean, I didn't even get past that. I didn't see any other partners. We had the biggest sponsorship. It was a little expensive this year, Bill. Thanks, but you know it was just amazing to just see all the customers pile in there, and then we had an amazing swag. the Yeti bottles with everyone's name on it. I think over 1,200 people received one. It was just amazing, and just to reconnect with so many people who I've been friends with for so many years, remotely. Right? It's so strange how I don't know how many people can experience having such deep relationships and friendships over the airwaves, right? And rarely getting to meet together. And so just to reconnect with so many GlideFast people, so many ServiceNow community members, and then all to take place kind of at the center of the whole conference at the booth was just amazing.
Yeah. I think about that time where I saw Chuck Tomasi, and when he walked through the event floor, it was sort of like there was just like this light that
Oh
was
yeah,
over him. And I think you all missed each other because
we
I
did.
saw him, talk to him, he
Yeah,
and his wife Donna, and he's like, "Oh, hey, is Mike around? I want to talk to Mike." I said, "Yeah, he's right over there."
yeah.
You literally were right behind me a
Oh
few moments ago. He
no,
comes over and he's like, "Oh, where's Mike?" But I understood that you all never got to spend that actual, IRL time at Knowledge this year. Is that right?
no, we didn't. I mean, we're both so busy. I mean, he is the most popular man in the ServiceNow space. And I had a couple things going on as well. So when we were dying to get a selfie with each other. But Chuck is just such an amazing guy. The whole community obviously knows him and knows this, but we owe Chuck Tomasi so much. I mean, he helped, especially early on, there was not a lot of content like there is today.
Yeah.
And a lot of us only had Chuck and a couple other resources to learn this platform because it was so, powerful. And to harness that power, you need a lot of knowledge. And Chuck just led that way in so many different ways. So Chuck, shout out. We love you. Thank you for all you've done. Selfless. You didn't have to do any of that.
Yeah. Well, I want to take us on a little bit of a journey. So let's talk a little bit about some things. Let's get into some
Oh no.
things.
Oh no.
So tell me what's taking place in this picture.
This is the majority of GlideFast, US, Canada, Mexico here. Shout out our India team. It was a little bit too long of a travel to get them out here, but they'll have their own GlideFest. But to me, this shows ServiceNow leadership, the ServiceNow community, how committed GlideFast is to the space.
Yeah.
We spent a lot of money, a lot of resources, a lot of effort to get our whole team together. Not just, we had a great party. Obviously, we had a lot of fun, but, and I know a lot of people saw those pictures, but hopefully the next round of pictures that come out are around all the sessions that we hosted and making ourselves better. So we sent anybody that wanted to come. There was we have 400 U.S. and Canadian employees, and we think we got about 350 here. And we all just got together and helping each other get better at delivery, taking our best consultants and having them put presentations together to lift each other up, right? This was just such an amazing bonding experience, learning experience, morale booster. And I'll tell you, there's not another partner out there that sent 10% of their staff to this conference or 10% of their staff together, right? Other companies are chasing money. We're chasing results. We're chasing expertise. We're chasing dominance. So this to me was in this moment was probably one of the best in my life, right?
Yeah.
I got to sit right there, dead center, in front of the whole team, and it's just such positivity.
Yeah, I love it. I love it. So, it didn't already always start this way, right? Tell me
There
about this.
So yeah, this I think this was actually Orlando, and you can actually that's my sister in the background there.
Oh, okay.
But I think this is actually in Orlando, and this is just like a great definition of my childhood. I just loved the computers, and I just wanted to be involved with computers and technology, and I grew up AOL, AIM, AOL Instant Messenger, and AOL chat rooms, and like doing weird hacky stuff. And I when I rediscovered this picture, after building a career in tech, it's just kind of amazing to see, like, the big smile on my face in front of a computer. Who knows what I'm doing there? But anytime I could get my hands on a computer, I was just obsessed with it 24 hours a day.
Yeah, it was great also meeting your sister Andrina too at at GlideFast. So tell me about this picture.
Oh man. So that's my stepfather, Neil Shapiro. It's a little weird when we're in a hotel room or something, but he was really the light in my life as a kid.
Mhm.
I knew him basically my whole childhood since I was about 2 or 3 years old. My father really wasn't in my life at the time, and he was a teacher for 25 years. He passed away from cancer when I was 14. He was very young, about 47, 48. But he was such a positive role model in my life. And he helped. And here's the most important thing: he helped so many people in his life over the 25 years of his, high school teaching career. And it really had an impact on me as at 14 years old, to go to his wake and to see all of his,
Mm,
alumni and his students, how many of them say, "You have no idea. Neil changed my life. He did this for me. He saved me. He did this. He was there for me." I think he was like the cool teacher where you could go and like just sit in his office and hang out, but he was just such a positive impact in so many people's lives. And that is what I strive for. And this is the reason why, I try to do good out there and try to help as many people as I can because of him. He really had an impact on who I want to be in life.
you often share a quote that
Yeah.
Neil Shapiro shared with you coming up. Can
Yeah.
you share that with us here today?
Yeah. Yeah. It was in my keynote. Um, Nothing great was ever achieved without enthusiasm. And I really never knew what that meant until some point in the GlideFast timeline. And I kind of say that's now LFG for us,
Yeah,
right? Because nothing great is going to happen. Nothing exciting is going to happen. Nothing magnificent is going to happen if the people involved are not excited, are not enthusiastic, are not let's go, let's win, let's dominate.
yeah.
If you're just like, "Oh, all right, I got work today." You're not going to exceed expectations. You're not going to get to that next level. So it took a while for that to sink in, but that's the quote. Nothing great was ever achieved without enthusiasm. And that's Ralph Waldo Emerson, I think, right?
Right on, right on.
Yeah. Yeah.
There she
Oh my
is.
my queen there. This is so that's my wife. We're a little younger in this picture. So we grew up together on the same street. My first love, my only love, really, and took me a while to convince her to marry me, but this was us at prom. Uh, yeah, just an unbelievable, strongest woman I know. She was there for me during the lowest point in my life when I was battling cancer, and I wouldn't have made it without her. I wouldn't have made. She was, yelling at doctors and nurses, and
Yeah.
just being there for me every single day. You have to advocate for yourself in the healthcare world for sure. And
You absolutely do. And it's
uh,
so great to hear that
yeah,
she was there with you and advocating for you
yeah,
with,
oh
going
yeah.
through that medical challenge. Jessica is phenomenal. And I was so happy to have spent a little bit of time with her and your family and your lovely daughters, Sophia and Olivia. We'll be seeing them in a moment, I think. I
Uh-oh.
think.
Oh, shit.
I don't want to embarrass you here too much, but tell me about this.
So this is my lovely mother. She is such an angel for me, and she raised me pretty much, a single mother, and she always instilled, the biggest thing she instilled in me was just the hard work. I think I drove her a little crazy growing up, but she's such an amazing woman. She works so hard, to give us the best life she possibly could. And my sister and I, we didn't know that we had any sort of financial struggles or anything. We just had a great childhood, and I would not be anything I am today without her keeping me out of trouble, hitting me with a wooden spatula, and and just always telling me to be successful, work hard, and do everything I can for people.
Yeah, Sweet Lorraine, and she mentioned that she was named after the song Sweet Lorraine, and so was my mother. So when she said, she was like, wait a minute, how does she spell her name? And I was like, she was like, oh my God, we spell it the same way. And I was like, yeah, I know. But, having
That's
that
wild.
mom as that foundational person in your corner can make a world of difference. And it was so great to have been able to spend some time with her.
Oh,
Okay, listen
I
though.
told you not to put this picture up.
So I'm gonna let you talk about this.
Where do we start? Where do we start? Where do we start? With that haircut, maybe? I
I
don't
mean,
know,
you
but
brought it up, not
may
me.
maybe my mother gave me this haircut. I don't know. Got the bowl, put it on the head. I don't know. Little I'm handsome though, a little cute kid. I
Yeah,
mean,
you cute.
we
You cute.
whatever. Celtics fan since day one. Don't call me a bandwagon fan. Yes, my heart's broken. Tough
Yes,
game
yes. I
game
mean,
7
look,
loss. Yeah.
I was so look when I saw this picture and I saw you in it, I was like, I have to include this. But you were a Celtics fan from day one, apparently.
Day one. I've always loved them. Always. Yeah.
And how are you feeling about how your team fared in this season, this postseason?
About the same way you do about your Lakers.
Yeah,
It's unfortunate, but there's always next year. There's no wins without losses, right? And we've all had them, and that's what makes the wins, more exciting.
yeah.
Is experiencing the loss and experiencing the failure, and so, that's just another thing. And it's only a game. You know what I mean? Like we can't win at everything.
Can't win at everything. All right then. So I am not gonna only because like you such a cute kid. I ain't gonna go in too hard about that haircut, but we just gonna leave it right there. Okay. I love this picture. I have no idea
Yeah.
what's behind this picture, but this picture
Yeah.
right here has so much emotion in it. Tell us about it.
Okay, so this picture is one of my favorites. So this was actually a newspaper clipping. So my stepfather, Neil, we were just talking about, and that's my mother kissing him on the cheek there. He died in 2001, and this was the year 2000. So he was a drama teacher,
Mm.
and they participated every year in the state championships. They made a play. He was a director, made the play, and participated. Never won ever. In the 20 whatever years that they participated. But in this year, the last year that he did it before he died of cancer, by the way,
Oh.
he won. So they won the state championship. It was an amazing play. It was called Bread and Roses. It was about a woman from the Holocaust. And this like, I mean, this captures all the emotion and just the poetic justice of him winning it the year before he passes away. It's like, you can't write a better script, right? I mean, so this one is a special one in my heart. Um, yeah, and that's
Love
one of
this
his students
picture.
there.
This is one of his
Yeah,
students here.
on the right, yeah, all the way on the
Yeah.
right.
Stay tuned because we just now getting started over here. We just now getting started. So, what's this all about?
Oh, Year Up. So Year Up's an amazing organization. If you guys listen to any glide chats out there, I'm always shouting them out. That's my buddy Joey Jardina there next to me in the hat backwards. But so Year Up is a nonprofit organization um, that basically helps urban youth and youth get college credits, and they actually pay you to
Mm.
learn, financial services, in my case, technology, and then they give you an internship. So it's a 1 year program, hence Year Up, 6 months schooling, 6 month internship, and that's how I got my start in IT. A lot of people don't know, I actually didn't graduate high school. I think after my stepfather passed away, I started, rebelling a little bit, got in a little bit of trouble, and that didn't make it out of high school. But luckily, 18, 19 years old, found this program, thought it was a scam, thought it was too good to be true because like college credits and they pay you to go through this program. So it was just an amazing concept. Absolutely love the CEO, Gerald Chertavian. He's an amazing, amazing individual. And he is just doing so much good out there. I mean, I don't know off the top of my head, I don't know the exact amount of students they've helped, but I want to say it's in the hundreds of thousands now. I was a very early class 9, and is actually founded in Boston as well. So just an amazing program. So you can see this is 2006. And they one of the events we were at was like a Red Sox thing, and we got to go on the field and stuff. It was pretty cool.
I want to talk a little bit more about that because you said that you didn't graduate from high school, but that you you got involved with this program.
Yeah,
What made you say, okay, I'm going to go in this direction? Like, how were you able? Because having two boys myself, I
yeah,
think often about like how I can just get their attention just long enough to convince them to be able to enter into a program such as Year Up. What was the
yeah,
motivating force? You had lost your stepdad, who was a huge force in your life. What made you
yeah.
say, I'm going to give this program a chance?
Well, I wasn't really doing much. I mean, I was like waitering tables and bussing tables and stuff like that in the restaurant world. And I didn't know what I was gonna do. I didn't want to I didn't want to be a waiter for the rest of my life, right? I didn't want to be a loser. I got my mother in my ear. What are you doing? Buy a house, do this,
Mm.
so I wanted to do something successful. And once I heard it was tech, and I was like, I love computers. I'm like, let me give it a shot. It's a year. I can get paid, and I still work 2 other jobs, by the way,
Wow.
um, while doing this. But you know, I said, let me give it a shot. And I'm telling you, it was so positive. I mean, you can see dressing professional, for the first time in all of our lives, all my peers, going into Boston, getting on the train every day, getting up early, making sure we're on time, teaching us how to be professionals. Just as much as we learned, the basics of the tech world, of troubleshooting, for help desk job, we also learned how to be professional, how to talk in the workplace, instead of how we're used to talking on the street. So it was just so positive, and you really immediately I learned, or I realized how much of an amazing opportunity this was, and I better not screw it up. So I really just put all my efforts into it. Yeah, this came from a little scrapbook we had to make while we were there, but yeah, and like I just we became like a little family. We became like all positive people in each other's lives. Like we were pushing each other to get better.
Mm.
We all were, encouraging each other to do the right thing, stay out of trouble, make sure you're on time, make sure you're making it to your second, third job. Because a lot of us, some of these people, it's 19, 18 to 24-year olds. A lot of these people had kids at that age.
Wow.
A lot of these people were the head of the household. I was fortunate, where I was still living at home. And, so I looked up to a lot of the people that were going through even tougher challenges than I were.
Yeah, I'm just kind of going through these photos now that you've given us that great context. So this
Yeah.
looks like it may be an excerpt from maybe like a yearbook or some type of a
Yeah.
kind of end of a program type of book. Am I correct here?
Yeah, I think it was from like an event they had. And I think I made a little speech or something. So in the pamphlet they quoted me, but yeah, I mean, it's pretty crazy to look back and just this, and it's funny because like you want to say like, oh my god, without Europe I'd be nothing, which is absolutely true. But what I love that Gerald always said, the CEO and founder, is listen, I Europe will provide you the opportunity. It's what you do with it, right? And that's what I loved about like that. This was the whole inspiration for GlideFast University, was let's give people an opportunity. Let's pay them. Let's not say, you have to suffer and live poor while you learn for that opportunity. No, we're going to pay you, but it's up to you to learn. It's up to you to put in the effort. It's up to you to, okay, we'll pay you 9 to 5. It's up to you from 6 to 6 in the morning to go above and beyond, right? And that's what I did. Once I got my hands on ServiceNow, it was 24 hours a day.
Right.
So it's more than just 9 to 5, but we gave you the opportunity to get into the space to build something for yourself. And that's exactly what Europe did for us.
You talk about GlideFast University, and I know that that is sort of like the educational arm of GlideFast Consulting. Who qualifies to participate or to be a student of GlideFast University?
Um, so it's an on-site program in based out of Cincinnati. We also just ran a first class in Mexico as well. Shout out Derek for moving out there. He's an amazing trainer. Loves sharing the knowledge.
Yeah.
This is actually a picture from a few years ago, going back to Europe to the class, and I think we gave like 15 laptops. We always, every time we go to the new class in Boston, we give at least 2 laptops. But this time we said, I think we gave like 15 or something.
Oh, wait a minute.
But
So,
yeah,
if I understand correctly, you're saying that this photo here is when
yeah.
you turned around and started participating in Europe too as a sponsor?
No, well, I will be a donor this year. My first making a big donation this year. Really excited, and I will continue to do that for the rest of my life. But I go back to speak to the students. There's a new class every 6 months, and I'm still close with one of the teachers there. There's actually one of my teachers, and so I just go back and just, here's what to expect on the internship. Here's the story about GlideFast. And I think this was 2018 or 19. We just brought like 15 laptops with us after our speech, and gave one to almost every student. But yeah, yeah.
Ah, here is young
Ren,
professional Mike. What's taking place here?
Ren. This was the first. I was thinking about you actually. This was my first snug in
Ah,
Boston.
okay.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
Yes, yes, yes,
This is
yes, yes. Okay,
yeah,
so at
that
this point you're now in ServiceNow. You have
yeah,
found
yeah.
ServiceNow. How did you discover ServiceNow?
So I was working help desk for, I think I was going on my 5th or 6th year. So all my help desk peeps, hang in there. You'll find your opportunity. Just keep looking for it. It's a tough job answering phones all day, right? But I stuck with it, and I had taken some initiatives. I built a knowledge base just out of a website one day, because we didn't have one central location for all knowledge documents. So I built it, and we were using it for about a year. And then the company I was at purchased ServiceNow, and they said, my boss came to me and said, "Hey, do you want to be the admin? You built a knowledge base. Do you want to,
Mm.
try this? It has a knowledge base." I said, "Sure." So I got exposed. Once I got that admin role, I never looked back, and I just all in. And then this was my first snug as a partner. I guess I went to a snug as a customer, but I joined a Choreo from LinkedIn. Shout out LinkedIn. They found me on LinkedIn, joined a Choreo. I was one of the first employees there. That's my buddy Tori. She's at GlideFast now, but I was a startup, and I just loved it. I loved, building something and getting the corporate chains kind of removed from me, and just, joining a company that had no idea even what ServiceNow was. And so it was kind of fun jumping in all at once.
Who now what's who are these folks?
Oh my god, where'd you get this? This is not the most flattering picture here, but this is my buddy Jared Pippy. He's our COO, one of my best friends in the whole world. Got his wedding next week, actually. Um, don't do it. No, I'm just kidding. Uh, just a great guy, hard worker, crazy enough to take a shot on GlideFast and me, and worked out for him. This is my pops, my dad here, Big J, Jason, love him.
What's taking place at this day? This looks like this
This
is
is
a
my
pretty
wedding.
important. This is your wedding.
Yeah, that's my wedding.
Okay.
Yeah, that was my wedding. Yeah.
Right on. Uh-oh, wait
Yeah.
a minute. Let's see. There we go.
Oh
Oh, who are
man.
these lovelies?
Oh, those are my 2 girls. That was
Let me
uh
bring
that
them
was
back.
cancer time.
Let me bring them back. Where'd they go?
That was my bald cancer time. Yeah. It was a tough year. Was like I said, I wouldn't have made it through without my wife and my kids. It's a
You
tough time.
had two little girls. You had a family at this time.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm sure there were some days that were pretty challenging.
Yeah, definitely. In the company, in GlideFast, right?
And you had GlideFast at this time.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
how were you able to like not let the overwhelm of those things keep you how were you able to manage kind of getting into the right headspace in order to overcome to be sitting here right now?
It's so many people relying on me, it's like still it's the same thing that, before and after this, right? It's is people relying on me, people need me. And, we didn't have a choice. It's like you just have to power through it. I'll tell you though, like the GlideFast team, because obviously I couldn't be 100% in and 100%, you know, Mike, right? I couldn't be 100% me. So just not one person, this is like an amazing thing. Not one person quit during this whole year of
Wow.
treatment. I had a lot of treatment, radiation, stem cell, chemo, obviously, and not one person quit on me. Not one. I mean, it's just amazing. And that's why, that's what still keeps me going today is just like, I'm fighting for my whole team and I because I know they're fighting for me.
100%. 100%.
Ugh, no
Yeah,
more
there he
bald picks.
is. There he is.
I love my hair. See, I wish I had the haircut then, like my mushroom haircut then.
This is
Yeah.
something that I know is close to your heart. I pulled
Yeah.
this straight off of your social media. Tell us a little
Yeah.
bit about this.
Yeah, so, like, when I was going through my cancer thing, shout out Mitch from Vivid Charts. He started a GoFundMe for me,
Hmm.
and, we were fortunate at the time, GlideFast was doing well. We didn't need like, the whole ServiceNow community in GlideFast, they raised, like, I think $40,000,
Wow.
and, we were like, "We don't need this money." My wife and I were talking, like, imagine having to go through cancer treatment with struggling, living check to check, right? And
Yeah.
people who make hourly, who are paid hourly, how are they paying their bills? How are they able to focus on getting better if they have to worry about bills and all this? So my wife and I were actually talking about starting a foundation, and one day we met a social worker and we were telling them about this, and they said, "Oh my God, you got to meet the Joe and Druzy Foundation. This is exactly what they do. They don't donate to Dana Farber or anything. They give money right to patients." And we were like, "Oh my God, they did all the work for us. Let's just give them money." So we took the whole GoFundMe, we gave it to them. I think we raised. I think my wife and I threw in, we matched it, and then the next year, GlideFast donated and raised, I think $100,000. Altogether, I think we're up to 300 grand. And I want to just like add a zero to that number, add two zeros to that number. So this is another organization that I will support for the rest of my life. I was honored just like last week, they nominated me to the board of directors. Joe is an amazing, amazing human. Jen, amazing people. I love them. Thank you guys so much for all you do for cancer patients. Over 40,000 cancer patients in the New England area have received financial assistance from this foundation. So please, everybody, do everything you can for these people and this foundation. They are doing God's work. So thank you, JAF.
Wow. Indeed, indeed. Well, congratulations on being nominated to the board. That's fantastic, and it's a really full circle moment too. Having gone through
Yeah,
that and your entire life
yeah,
story, and then to be like, "Look, I want to do this thing," and then instead of you saying, "Oh, I'm going to start this thing myself," I'm going to pair up and link up with someone who's already doing it, so you can immediately start
yeah.
adding value. So that's great. Before I let you go, I do want to ask you this one question because this has been floating around in the ethers. I understand that very recently there was a acquisition of GlideFast. Can you tell us a little bit about that? And I ask you this because a lot of times when there's an acquisition, companies change cultures or
Yep.
something is lost. There's not that
Yep.
same little fire. There's that same level of motivation and magic that made the organization what it was. Talk to me about the acquisition, and you're still here, so talk to me about that.
Yeah, everyone's always like, "How much time do you have to stay?" I don't have to stay. I don't have I made a decision a long time ago. I don't wanna have to do anything. So, completely here at free will and, no plans on leaving ever. Um, you know, it's crazy because largest acquisition in the space, Apex Systems, amazing, amazing company. It's been an amazing partnership. That was almost a year to the day now, or 11 months actually. Amazing company, So yeah, largest acquisition in the space. And you think when the larger the acquisition, the more chance it's probably going to fail, right? And I've seen a lot of acquisitions in the space, and every single one of them, at least almost every single one of them has just not gone well. We've seen a lot of companies, the brand's just completely gone. A lot of these partners were great leaders in the space, and then they just evaporate, right? Their talent leaves, the culture changes. So that was the most important thing for me, was because we didn't put the for sale sign up, right? We didn't say, hey, we're going to sell it. Apex approached us. They said, hey, we're sick of you guys beating us on all these deals. And but my thing was like, listen, we're not for sale. We want to dominate this space. And the hardest thing with growing to the scale we want to get to $1 billion is not you can't it's almost like you can't just do great work, right? Because a lot of ServiceNow platform owners would come to us and say, we want to work with GlideFast. Some of these larger companies, we want to work with GlideFast, but we can't get you onboarded, right? Apex Systems works with 75% of the Fortune 1000. They have 3,500 customers. Active, most important thing for us, active paperwork, deep relationships. They've been in existence for 35 years. We've been around for 8. They provide great staffing services to these companies. So they came to us and said, listen, if you can get us access to more customers, if you can help us on our mission to grow this company, and most importantly, do not mess with our culture. I don't want to hear about synergies and making cuts. We know what we're doing. We have the right algorithm. We have the right people. We have the right culture. We have the right relationships with ServiceNow leadership. And we made our demands pretty strong, and they agreed and they kept their word. And I think we've kept ours. So that's the most important thing for me, is keep it. And then I was able to keep my word to the whole GlideFast team, that we're not going to lose who we are and our culture.
Right on, right on. Okay, so final question. Mike, the mayor of ServiceNow Lombardo, what is your superpower?
Man, my superpower, passion. Passion's it's gotta be it. Sometimes it's good, sometimes it can be not so good, I shoot straight from the hip. I have very little filter. I'll tell you how it is, good, bad, or indifferent. The thing I'm most passionate about is like for so long is ServiceNow, and then you know the GlideFast team. I'm just so proud of them, and I'm nothing without the team, so I'm just so passionate about helping people be successful, helping our customers be successful, helping ServiceNow be the dominant platform SaaS company in the whole world. So I'd say if I had to choose one, definitely passion.
Right on, right on. Well, listen, Mike, I want to thank you so much for joining me, and I cannot wait to do it again. Have a great day. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you, everybody.
Boom. And just like that, you heard it here, right here on 100 Days of Service Now. That was Mike, the mayor of Service Now, Lombardo. Look, if you just caught the tail end of this, not to worry, because this replay is going to be here for you to watch again and again. In fact, be sure that you take this link and share it on your profile page. Let other folks know about this great conversation, the great conversations that we're having over here. And until next time, y'all, stay curious. Bye.